Happy Friday. I am so ready for bed, so I'll make it fast. But this morning I was journaling on my way to work, and as my new thing, I am journaling on the way to work when I drive to work, and I'm doing this book called Mirror Work by Louise Hay. And today is day 6, and today's journaling prompt is I release my inner critic and I fully accept myself exactly as I am. And I thought, okay, where do I not accept myself fully as I am? And where do I critique myself so much? And this morning when I was exercising, I could feel my fat on my gut like flapping around a little bit. And I was like, the fat that is flapping around means that it's getting burned away. It's being processed. The fat is converting into energy, and I'm using the fat to the fat was there to remind me that I had excess energy to use. And so when I was exercising and my fat was flopping around, that meant that the fat is getting processed and is converting to energy, and I'm moving my body the way it's supposed to be, and so the fat is going to dissipate. And then I was thinking, okay, like, well, honestly, like, what areas of my life do I truly criticize myself, and do I not allow myself to be loved fully exactly as I am? And I thought about, like, for instance, I might criticize myself about my fat, or recently I've been doing Insanity Max 30, and there's a food plan to follow. You get a certain amount of carbs of servings to eat, proteins, fruits, nuts and seeds, and things like that, and vegetables, of course. And then there's this other food plan, the alternate food plan. It's called the abs maximizer. And so the ab maximizer takes away one of your carbs and one of your fruits, but it adds in an additional portion of protein. And so I was trying this out for 4 days, and I was hungry and I was cranky, and I really, really was craving carbs. And I was like really beating myself up about it. I was like, this plan sucks. Like, I hate this. This really sucks. This sucks. And then I was about to throw in the towel. I'm like, I just can't do this. This is just tough. And I really enjoy eating fruit. I really enjoy eating 2 carbs a day versus like 1 carb a day. And I don't love protein that much, and all this stuff. Like, I was going through all these things in my head. And so then today, before throwing in the towel, or yesterday, I looked at the plan again, and it goes 7-day ab maximizer. Do not try this plan for more than 7 days. Do not do this plan for your 60 days of Insanity Max 30. This is not sustainable. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. Like, it is so not sustainable. I cannot do this for 60 days. Like, I could barely do it for 4 days. Never mind 7 days, And so I was judging something before I had a complete understanding of something. I was judging the plan and the sustainability and the unrealisticness of this before I even saw that it was a temporary 7-day plan. And I was beating myself over about it, so I was like totally dissing it before I even read it cover to cover, before I even looked at the details to be like fully aware of what it was. Hey, Ava, she needs to poo-poo. Go in the potty, Ava. Go in the potty. And will you help her, Everett? So I was like dissing the plan. I was dissing something and criticizing something before I truly even had a understanding of the entire thing. And I thought, okay, like, what other areas of my life do I criticize? And I was thinking, sometimes I might have a complaint about something. I might complain or criticize someone, and I think, gosh, why are they so grumpy? Or why are they that way? Or why did they say those things? Or why are they being that way? And the thing is, if you really think about it, if you took on the belief that everything that you saw was logically, rationally just made complete sense, then, and if you knew every single thing about that person from the day that they were born until the day of today, and you saw all the circumstances that they faced in their life, you saw their home environment, you saw the way they grew up, you saw their interactions with the teachers, you saw how they viewed the world, you saw how their relationship was with their people around them, you would really get, because you're having a full picture of cover to cover, you would really get that if you were in the same shoes of that very same person, growing in the exact same circumstances, going through the exact same life experiences, that what they do and how they are is probably exactly the way you would be, because it makes perfect logical sense. And if you truly understood that person from cover to cover, you probably would be less likely to ask, well, why are they that way? Why are they complaining? Why are they in the bad mood? Like, what? Why are they like that? You would just get it. You would get like, gosh, if I was in that situation, in the exact same circumstance from cover to cover, I would be exactly the same way. So the way they are makes perfect sense. And then you probably accept them more before the way that they are. Which brings me back to the point of the whole journal prompt, which was I release my inner critic and I accept myself exactly the way that I am. And I was thinking, if we could accept someone else exactly the way that they are, with all their inner demons, with all their ways of being, with all of their complaints and everything, and we really give them compassion and gentleness, and we really get to understand that they are the way they are, then if you were that person, right? If that person that you're criticizing is actually you, and you complain about yourself, and you criticize yourself, and you ask yourself, why am I not different? Why am I not better? You have all this resistance about it, and you think about all the things that are wrong with you instead of accepting yourself as you fully are. If you really pretended to be a different person, looking at your life from cover to cover, with all the circumstances, with everything that you grew up within, with all of the things that happened in your life, and all the people that you surround yourself with and interact with, you would totally get from cover to cover that makes perfect sense why you are the way that you are. It makes complete perfect sense. And if you really got that from a third person's point of view, then yeah, you would exercise more love and compassion and gentleness to you. You would accept yourself as you are, and you'd realize that you are whole, you're complete, you're perfect just the way you are. And here's the thing. You are a manifestation of the multiverse. And the multiverse is ever expanding. And it makes sense that we would always be in a state of expansion versus like contraction and resistance and like hunched over and just stagnant energy. Like that doesn't sound at all like the expanding universe. So let's say you desire to expand and grow like the multiverse, and you desire to always level up and expand and grow and broaden your experience and broaden the way that you see your life and broaden how you could live your life to your most powerful soul expanded self, then of course you would choose the things that would keep raising your vibrational frequency. You would keep raising your level of actualization. You would keep raising yourself to be closer and closer to your true divine self, your true soul, your true origin, which is from the heavens. That's where you originate from. You're a child of God. You're a manifestation of the multiverse. You are divine. So of course, if you're ever expanding, ever growing, just like the multiverse is, then you would find ways to keep elevating yourself. You would find ways to surround yourself with people that you aspire to be like. You would find ways to keep leveling up and keep enriching your experience of life on earth. And you'd find ways to powerfully, truly live a fulfilling, meaningful life. This world that we live in is such a world of duality. You have like this love and this acceptance of how you are exactly, this releasing of the critic, and also like the ever desire to grow and expand and keep bettering yourself. And you're like, well, if I like myself the way I am exactly, why would I want to better myself? And it's not to say one way is bad or good or anything. I think it's just like natural. Like if the multiverse is always expanding, then of course, we would ever expand too. Like, why is it that we get bored at a class of yoga that's not very hard? Why do we push ourselves to keep going to a class that's hard and going again and again and again until it gets hard? Like, why did I get bored on the green slopes when I did the skiing? And then I was like, okay, I think it's time to go on the blue slopes, because I think it's our very nature is to be ever expanding, ever growing, ever challenging, ever elevating, to the next thing, because that's how the multiverse is. That is just who we are. So that was my takeaway today for the journal prompt, and I hope I said something that resonated with you, and I hope I was able to pour all this love into you, even at this late of an hour. And if you saw any value in this video, please share it. And if you didn't already know, I'm a life coach. I love having deep, powerful conversations with people. I love giving them access, or helping and guiding them to accessing everything they have within them already to truly create a deeply meaningful, powerful life. And it's funny because we all have this within us. We all have this magnificence. We have this divinity. And we just totally forgot. As we incarnate into this human form, we have this veil of forgetfulness. We forget our true divinity. We forget what we're truly capable of. We forget about your magnificence. And so as a life coach, I help you access all that again. I help you remember and use it again so that you get to choose and create the life you truly desire to live, which I set the intention for you always, that it is deeply fulfilling. It is profoundly meaningful. It is infinitely powerful. It is in total freedom and complete abundance. And you experience genuine connectedness. And that's the space I provide for you as a life coach. Pretty amazing, right? So I don't care how you get to me, just get to me. Send me a message, contact me if you're looking for a life coach, or you know someone is looking for a life coach. And if you'd like to support me further, you can go check me out on my platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I have a website called Soul, S-O-U-L, Elevated Life. And then I have a like page on Facebook where you can go and follow me, and you can read my posts, and you can like my page if you'd like to support me there. And what else? That's it. So I send you love, light, profound clarity, infinite possibility for you to create the life you desire to live that is in complete alignment with your soul's expansion and growth. Always. Sending you lots of love. Here's you living a soul elevated life, and I will see you tomorrow.